wouldn't recognize me. I was talking to a few friends that have known me for many years, and they're like, "You're a different person. You're not the Jonathon Lake I grew up with. Like, you're a totally different dude." And I'm digging this dude, but you're not who I'm used to seeing. And I'm it's a little nerve-wracking. How do we navigate this new person? I'm like, I'm the same guy. I make the same stupid jokes that fall flat,
So stupid. So stupid.
but it's taking the purpose, taking the passion, taking what an organization can give you and running with that. And Speziale nailed it. You get what you give. And the effort that I've been given was given to me, shared with me as a gift from the men from the Wolf Pack original. And I can name all of them off. I'm not going to because it'll take a lot of time, but because it was a huge team. But all of those men had given me so much and given me an opportunity to grow. And then the relationships I built through Legacy Discovery, through the other teams I was a part of moving forward, really helped me understand that I'm not alone and I'm not doing this alone. So although I was nominated as Men of the Year, and I'm so gracious and grateful to receive that, I didn't do it alone, and I had help getting there.
He is my MTP mentor. Uh, but he's more than that. Um, he's not just my friend. Although I can say that he is a really good example of how of how this thing should work, of who we strive to be in MDI.
But I was so grateful for the fact that he was willing to step up. And the thing that I admire the most about you is you do what you say you're going to do, and you genuinely care about the men. You're really good at building relationships, and you've taught me a lot about that. So
Thank you.
no, thank you.
My my first experience in a conversation with him was so awkward. Uh, he called me. I was at a family get together, and it was, oh, call me here, call me then, call me. It was really odd. I'm sure he remembers. Uh, Eventually, we did connect, and he dropped on that second conversation. He dropped some very important words, and I couldn't remember them. For the life of me, I couldn't remember. I can remember them now, and that is, you're not stuck in the past. You're not stuck in the person you used to be. You can be anything you define yourself to be. You just have to believe it enough. And you know, okay, yeah, that's pie in the sky thinking. But he said it enough, and he said it enough times, and he acted it out. He acted it out. This guy uh, moved his whole world and set up shop in a new town, and uh, and did what he said he was going to do, which was start a team out there. And yeah, I watched as it happened, and it slowly took shape. And all the things along the way that he committed to doing, he did. And that's why I thought he deserved to be Man of the Year. He lived up to every bit of that. You can change your life by being a new person, and it starts with thinking that you are a new person.
Right away, Lake was like he was running towards the danger. He wasn't shirking back into like he didn't want to be comfortable. It like he was ready to make it work and damn the consequences, and we talked pretty regularly. But over the holidays or whatever, we had, there was a bit of a lull. And I remember, I think it was like this time last year, you were like, "Yo, no, we're buying, and Mabel and I are buying a house." And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's amazing," incredible. And so, navigating a new partner with her daughter, who's 10 at the time, buying a house, um, being on an online team, still going to in-person meetings when he could, in Mississauga, and then moving, to St. Mary's, which is like 2 hours away. Uh, he was managing it all. And like I said, like, at every opportunity, he was running towards the danger. And it wasn't long after that he got settled that he was like, "You know what? I'm going to make this work. I'm deciding I'm going to start my own team." And because of his work on the Legacy Discovery training team, he had made a really good connection with a man who, for whatever circumstances, he couldn't make in-person meetings. And so he called this man who is about an hour and a half away and said, "Hey, I'm starting a team." So they started, the two of them. And it's a slow start, but this is what it takes. You build a solid foundation, and then you can build something that's going to stand for years.
Before MDI, I was again lost. I was an addict. I had thought there wasn't anything for me in life. And then I found a Facebook ad and responded to it. I got a phone call back. "Hey, we saw your interest in the ad. Would you be interested in having a conversation, coming out and checking out a meeting?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course. I want to see what this is about." And I joined the OIP call. And after one meeting, generally it's like a few meeting thing, and then you're kind of triaged into a team. After one meeting, the man who led that meeting was like, "Ah, you're ready. You need a team," and set me up with the wolf pack. And I was lucky to come out to such a powerful team with such powerful men that it clicked immediately. It was exactly what I was looking for. It was that group of men that helped support me and gave me that sense of belonging I didn't have prior. 6 months into that gig, or I guess on that team, I did Legacy Discovery. But just before that, Speziale had asked me if I would take on the S1 role for the team. And that's like the communications officer, so to speak, for maybe men out there that aren't familiar with that role. And I was nervous. I wasn't sure. And he said, "You're perfect because you're nervous, because you're not sure. And that's what's going to help you build that growth. And I think it's going to be great for you." And I didn't realize then, like 4 years later, that that was an enrollment conversation that I'm going to be having with many men down the road. We did Legacy Discovery. And after that, I found my passion and my purpose. And or part of that, I found my passion and purpose. And the purpose I came with from that event was to help others unfuck themselves. And that's what I've been living every day since, is how can I help others unfuck themselves? Because in every man, when I see their greatness, I see me as well. I see who I was before, or I see the potential of who I can become through these men. So when I talk with Dwyer, when I talk with Speziale, when I get to meet Tager and the leadership team in San Diego this weekend, it's being able to take away from all of that and give back to other men, because the lessons I learned, I want to share with others. And now that I'm 4 years sober, clean, I'm got the best partner I've ever had in my life. Finally bought a house. Managing or navigating being a stepfather is challenging and it's hard. But this is why we do what we do, and this is why it's important to continue doing what we do, so we can share with other men that it's possible and it can be done.
There was a time where we sat around well, it was on a campfire. It was the middle of the day, we sat around a lawn, middle of somebody's lawn, Bisu over at Bisuchi's place, and we talked about. Well, we didn't know what to talk about because we didn't really we and Lake said, well, he could tell you about the time he shit himself. And he broke the ice. And then before you know it, we were all talking about how we shit ourselves. I think that was the funniest icebreaker I ever encountered. Just to tell you what happened after that, we went on to have a team meeting where everybody volunteered their time and energy over the next year to make the team better. And later that night, we got really vulnerable and, you know, well, there was crying involved around a campfire. You know the deal. Yeah, it was wonderful, wonderful.
Being a little vulnerable, I'll tell you two sides to that story. The first one being I'm excited, I'm elated, I'm grateful knowing the effort I put in has been recognized, and it's a catalyst for what's coming next. I know 2025 was an amazing year for me, and I have a feeling 2026 is going to be even better. So, two Pete's coming up. But the other side of that story is funny. I was having this conversation. I was talking about it around by the fire's campfire the other day of my team meeting. And on the team previously, we also have every year we have a Man on Fire award. And there were a couple of years where I felt I deserved it. Now I'd done a lot of work and I'd continuously done a lot of work. And I really thought I deserved it and I didn't get it. And I was a little disappointed. And I realized that that was me leading with ego. And as soon as I recognized it and I kind of called it into question, talked it out and said, I don't need that. That doesn't serve me. And I was able to let that go. It's the following year. The irony of that is the following year is when I'm winning Man of the Year. So it's to me, that's a message saying, don't focus on the awards and accolades, focus on the work and get the work done, and the others stuff will follow. And that's the biggest thing I learned from it. That's the biggest takeaway for me. Not just to put my ego aside, but focus on the work.
Well, that's okay. I really appreciate being here. This is a special occasion, and this needed to be done.